have Kaleena, a new friend from TikTok, who is very knowledgeable about the Mackenzie Shirilla whole situation. And she's come over here to YouTube to help inform us of things. Hi, Kaleena. Thank you for coming.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about your channel on TikTok?
Well, I started my TikTok, because I was like in the GLP world, and, after a while, you can't really post about that on TikTok without like a lot of people were getting their TikToks banned. So I just kind of like posted whatever, until now that I'm found out about this whole Mackenzie Shirley case, I decided to kind of go into the true crime world. So my hope is to eventually start, talking about other cases. I actually have gotten a few comments of people who want me to talk about like their family, like situations happening in their family, and that's what I want to do. Like I want to bring to light like a lot of unfair cases or unfair verdicts. But yeah, right now I am kind of obsessed about this case, and I really want to put the word out on this.
I got accused of being obsessed with it last night by my husband. So, how did you become familiar with Mackenzie's case?
I just did the Netflix documentary, and I wasn't even going to watch it because I saw that it was there for a while. And it never interests me. And I used to see her, case, like the case information. I used to see that on YouTube, but I just never clicked on it. I just wasn't interested. Then my sister told me she watched the documentary, and she's like, have you seen that documentary? Like, you gotta watch it. And so I watched it, and I immediately was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I will say off the bat, I didn't think she was, like, I thought maybe it was vehicular manslaughter. I definitely didn't think she was guilty of murder. It just felt like, it really truly felt like I was only getting one side of the story on the Netflix documentary. And that's why I just couldn't.
Initially, you really actually didn't think she was guilty of murder. And that's interesting because a lot of people start off thinking that she was guilty, and they change their mind the more they look into it.
Yeah. But I'm just very skeptical on things. And so, but like I said, to me, it felt like it was like an unfinished story. I just I needed more information. And, I didn't, I guess I also felt like I kind of related with, her because I was in a very toxic relationship too. For like 5 years, and it was very similar. Like the dynamic was very, very similar. And so I think from that, I was like, that doesn't really, I mean, this happens, like this could happen. So I don't see how they're taking that and making it like murder. So just, I didn't think that, like, I was like, I just need more information. And so that's when I started, like, from that point on, I watched the documentary like 2 or 3 times, and then I started watching YouTube videos, and I started watching Christine's podcast, and she felt off to me, and I was like, it just doesn't make sense. And then from there, I just went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. I've seen some of in fact, I saw most of your videos. I actually saw all of your videos on Mackenzie, and you mentioned in one of them that it was triggering for you. And that it, I don't remember if you came right out and said it, but it sounded like you were involved with a narcissist, so you could identify a lot of the same traits in Dominic.
That's exactly it. Because I was involved with a narcissist, and he used to record me too. Like it was very triggering for me. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, like that, it just brought me back. And I just, I was like, it was just too relatable for me.
And that's also kind of interesting because people call Mackenzie a narcissist.
I know, and she probably had some traits, and, for me, I do think because the parents really, like, didn't have, like, a reign on her, I do feel that, I mean, she grew up with Dom. I
Yeah.
feel like they kind of grew up together, and he already was in that like, lifestyle. So I think that it rubbed off on her. And so I think they were likely, not narcissists to each other in a way, shape, or form. But I don't think that, I think she was more of the reactor, because I saw myself, like in her text messages, I can tell that he wasn't really being very communicative in his messages. And I feel like that in the beginning, it may have been like they, on the outside of those messages, like in the beginning, that's when he was really like saying those things that made her text everything that she did, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of their age, there is a significant age difference. And, if they were 30 and 27, it wouldn't be a big deal. But when you're 16 and 13, it's a big deal. And I actually want to play a little clip for you, and we can talk about it. So let me bring this up.
More misinformation. Christine Russo here, Dominic Russo's sister. A little bit more misinformation that I wanted to get straight, set the record straight. The age gap between Mackenzie Shirilla and my brother Dominic. Dominic was only 2 years older than Mackenzie. I could post birth certificates if I have to, but the age gap was 2 years.
And that's just not true.
That's not true. It's not.
So I would be curious to see those birth certificates.
Right. And I also believe that they possibly met before that. I think they started dating at 13 years old, but I think that they possibly met before that.
At school?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, probably. I've seen more than one thing stated by Christine that's not true. Oh, and yes. I also get a vibe from her that I don't like. Especially how I'm from the anti-gypsy community. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
I am not familiar with any, like I've heard of gypsies, but I'm not anti or for pro. I didn't even know that there was like an anti-crowd to gypsies.
Well, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, not gypsy.
Oh, oh, yes, I am. Sorry. I thought you were referring to the Shirilla.
You're cute. I don't like those gypsies. Those gypsies need to go.
Yeah. So when I heard that she was coming out, I would say, like, I didn't get invested in like being so anti her, but I thought it was really ridiculous that she got out, because like that was, and then her boyfriend didn't get out either. I feel like that was all weird, and I did not agree with that outcome.
Well, and becoming the way she was celebrated. I mean, at first, a lot of us believed that she was innocent, and that, or victim rather, not innocent, but a victim. And it was understandable why she felt like she had to slaughter her mother. But as time went on and we started digging and things came out, we learned that she is far from a victim. She was the perpetrator. Her mother was the victim. So, and it was the act that got to a lot of people, just like the crash. So the act had portrayed her as this victim, and until we learned more about her, we felt for her. And now we've got Mackenzie, and it's the opposite. She's not a murderer. She's innocent. But a lot of people have it ingrained. And Christine has done exactly what Gypsy did, which was go to every media source that she could to be the loudest voice and to be the victim. Feel sorry for the victim. Feel sorry for me. Look what that terrible murderer. She's not even referring to her as Mackenzie anymore. It's just the murderer. So this whole act that she's got going on, in my opinion, is very reminiscent of what Gypsy has done. It's the same. It's really the same thing. Here, I have another clip to play for you.
Okay.
off the ground. And I want to get my voice heard and what I have to say out there, and I want to be louder than any of this Mackenzie bullshit. So, yeah, if you could please leave a comment and let me know if there's anybody like that out there. That like I said, I haven't followed this on social media. I'm on social media, but when it came to anything about my brother or gross Kenzie, or her disgusting parents, I kept scrolling. I didn't look at calls. I didn't look at there's no way I'm looking at his text messages. I just feel like that's a complete invasion of privacy. I dodged this like the plague. So now all of a sudden, I need to find the people that are out there protecting my brother's reputation off the ground.
Okay. So what do you think about her saying that she doesn't want to read his text messages because it's an invasion of privacy?
I think that's kind of ridiculous, and I almost feel like that may not be true. I don't believe a lot of the things that she says, because she has to know something. I guess maybe people have told her, but if she hasn't read it, then maybe she should. Maybe she should.
Well, how can you get the whole picture if you're only reading part of it?
Right. Exactly.
So, question for you again. Since your opinion differs from the majority, have you experienced any backlash from people?
Like maybe on social media. I have, like, me and my best friend did talk about it, and we got into it a little bit. Because she does think she needs to be in jail. And also, like, another one of my friends, like, they're of the mindset, oh, she's where she needs to be. Even at the end of the day, they say that at the end of the day, she killed 2 people, so she still needs to do jail time. And I just don't agree with that. And I think it's very wrong. It's like, I can't agree with that.
Well, I would say to them, does every person who's in an accident belong in jail then?
I know.
I mean, that's kind of silly.
Yeah, I know.
1 second. So, has anyone from, like, the case contacted you? Because I know some other creators have gotten some people going after them even during their lives, like people who were not necessarily the main characters in this whole story, but like friends of them.
So no one has, like, on the Russo side, they have not I haven't gotten any. I know a lot of people are getting, like, threats and stuff. I have not gotten any threats. I did see the other day that Nicole Russo, that's Christine's sister, did come up on my, like, people I may know. I didn't even know she had a TikTok. So for her to come up on my people I may know was kind of weird to me. I feel like that means that she's looking at my page.
Right.
Because, like I said, I didn't even know she had a TikTok. I've never been to her. The only page I've been to is Big Sister Unhinged. And, but no, I've never gotten contacted at all by the Russos or anyone on that side.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot of, like, I've gotten, like, backlash on, TikTok. Chanty, get down. Sorry, my dog is on my bed. Get down. I've gotten, like, nasty comments, and I don't know if you know, but I just block them. I don't even let them engage.
Yeah, I saw your video. Basically, like, don't waste your time. I'm gonna get rid of you.
Yeah, I always want. Now, if someone comments and they want to, like, and they actually have an opinion and they're not nasty about it, that's fine. But other than that, if they're rude or mean or anything, I just block them immediately.
Yeah, I feel the same way. There's, people are so intolerant of others' opinions if it differs from their own. And I don't understand that. They actually get angry at times, it seems,
Mm-hmm.
just because you have a different opinion. Who cares? I mean,
I know.
You don't like it, keep scrolling.
I know. Hold on, let me let my dog out. Chansey, get out. Out. Chansey, out. Go. Oh my gosh. All right, sorry.
That's okay.
I
I understand. Mhm.
It's like they believe in. It's like everything has to be an absolute with a lot of people. They're not willing to be like, okay, so this person thinks this. Let me see why this person thinks this way.
Right. The reason why is, I think if they understood, maybe they wouldn't be so hostile.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's not like people who believe that Mackenzie is innocent just pulled it out of their hat. There's a reason why. And for some of us, there are several reasons why. And that makes me wonder for you, like, was there anything in particular that convinced you of her innocence?
So at the end of the documentary, there was one thing when I saw the text messages that the Shirillas brought out after the fact, that they were like, oh, Dom was the one who grabbed the wheel for that threat. And the reason why I was like, I know that he's a narcissist, and I know that because my ex used to do the same thing. When we were driving, if we were in an argument, and I was driving, he would grab my wheel.
Oh, that's scary.
And yeah, and I was like, I know for a fact that I mean, obviously I can't say for a fact, but according to the text messages and then all his subsequent messages to her after that event, it's clear to me that it was him that grabbed the wheel. Maybe he wasn't trying to like crash the car or kill them. I don't think that's what he was trying to do, but I think he was doing one of those things that narcissists do, which is, try to get the person like riled up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, they went on to completely lie about that.
Mm-hmm.
Christine, the mother, in her police interview, lied several times. I mean, it's not even hard to prove. And that was one of the things that they lied about, was saying that Mackenzie was threatening to kill Dominic. That just never happened.
I know.
One thing I don't understand is why they have it so out for her.
I know. And, I don't like to go into the conspiracy theories. I don't know if you follow Nay or, yeah,
I do.
Yeah. So she's really, really good at like uncovering a lot of things. But for me, like, I don't, if I can't like really substantiate it, I don't really want to give it that much thought, like unless I like have a lot more info. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that it could either be that they're just so angry that Dom is gone that they just want her to pay, and to me I feel like that's most likely the answer. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is, of course, there's a lot of speculation as far as like Kenzie knows stuff and.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think Miss Kenzie knows a lot more than what she said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hold on.
Christine has been in the drug world for years now.
Yes. And uses her attorney's status as a shield.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So, do you share any of the popular opinions about Mackenzie, like she's a spoiled narcissist or a spoiled brat?
I think she may be a little spoiled. I just think she's like very outspoken. Like I've had school like friends when I went to school that they remind me of her. Like it's maybe obnoxious because she just does. She's not afraid to speak out or afraid to like be different.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are not that way, when you are afraid of speaking out or showing or, admitting of what you want to do, that kind of intimidates you. And it turns into more of a, ugh, I don't like her because she does this and this. But really, it's like you're just jealous that she can do it and you are not willing to do the same. So do I think she's spoiled? I think she probably has some tendencies. But I don't, everything that's put out about her is so negative that I don't, I needed to see both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, well, a lot of people blame her parents and they say that, they created a monster. And, I don't know if you know this, but she was diagnosed with DMDD, which is disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, which already puts her out on the wrong foot, so to speak, because it pretty much is just like generalized bad mood, irritated with outbursts. So if you're already kind of spoiled and you have this, and then you've got parents who tiptoe around you, it's kind of like adding gasoline to the fire.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I remember seeing that she was diagnosed with that. I think it was like in her school records. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I have like a thought about that though, because I feel like these days there's like everything has to have a title. And, I feel like a lot of people have all these disorders. Like, they say that they're on the spectrum or they have autism. And like, to me, it's just like, I don't know for sure if it is always going to be like this disorder that you think it is, or is it just bad behavior? And because I was in the school record, I don't know how much I put weight on that, but I can see that still being true for her, having DMDD. I just, I don't know much about like if she was diagnosed outside of that.
Right. Well, it's
saw anyone for it.
She seems like since she's been in prison and like the phone calls with her mom, that she seems to have calmed down a bit. She doesn't seem so angry.
No, I don't think so. And also, though, a lot of the calls are from they're like a little bit older.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely older.
Yeah. So, yeah, she doesn't seem, and of course, I feel like they cherry picked calls because I'm sure there's a lot more calls than that. I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know if those are all her jail calls, but yeah, she does seem like she's not as angry to me on those phone calls.
Yeah. Maybe the pot was making her mad. I mean, usually it does the opposite, but maybe since she had so much of it, it kind of had an effect on her. That's the opposite.
Yeah, and I think they possibly did more than pot. So I think that, yeah, I do think that has an effect. And also, my nephew is in prison, and before we had his trial, those phone calls before trial, and like before like an appeal, you still have hope that something is going to go in your favor. So I feel like, especially the ones like before the trial, the verdict, she talked the way she did because she had hope that she was going to be released, and then even with this appeal, like she maybe thought she was going to have the appeal, but eventually I'm sure now her demeanor is totally changed. I'm sure it's totally different.
Yeah. She looks a lot different. Now I gotta get him a cookie. So Speaking of Mackenzie's behaviors, what do you think about her parents?
I think that they're not very. I don't think that they are very understanding of like the world or like how to handle like situations. I think obviously the mom is a little bit more is a little better.
Mm-hmm.
I think the dad, he, he's really. I feel like I think both of them are very like sad, and like frustrated with this whole entire situation that they don't. The father specifically doesn't really know how to deliver his messages.
Yeah.
And like that whole Cuomo interview, I felt so bad for him because it was like, I feel like Cuomo was trying to like give him like set him up to like say the side that we're all seeing. But he just got so defensive and,
yeah, he was giving him rope to hang himself by.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like they just don't know. And he's like an art teacher. I feel like every art teacher that I've ever had, they're more eccentric, right? And they just, they're not very.
Well, I've said it before. I think he's neurodivergent. We're just talking about people having autism, and this is no dig on him. I just think that's who he is. I think he's autistic or has some type of neurodivergence, and he has a hard time expressing himself. And I also feel like he has, like Mackenzie, he knows a lot more that he can't say.
Yeah.
I think he found out after the fact. I think if they knew who the Russos were, before all of this happened, I think they would have found a way to keep her away from Dominic. I think they would have moved. Yeah. Because that family, that is not a family you want your daughter tangled up in.
No, not at all.
And that's something else I don't think the public realizes, is that this family has a history with the police that's a mile long.
Yeah, and they don't, when people talk about it or bring it up, they think it's, it has nothing to do with this whole thing, but it has everything to do with this case.
Oh yeah.
So like, I don't understand why people don't see that.
I think, I think two things. I think Christine has done a really good job of being the loudest voice, as she said she wanted to be. And because she has this victim status, because as you said in one of your videos, people feel sorry for her. She lost her brother. Now, personally, I don't think she was that close to Dominic.
She wasn't. As far what I've been told, from that from the Shirilla side, is that she stopped. They didn't really talk after he turned 15 or something, or 14. So she has been out of the picture, and that's why there's not a lot of pictures of her and him together.
That's what I was going to say. She has 3 pictures. I'm like, if you were so close, I would guess you would have a heck of a lot more than 3 pictures. One of them being with Santa. It's like, come on now. Let me play a clip for you here from her, where she says that losing a sibling is just as bad as losing a child.
Talking about him makes me feel better. Really nothing makes me feel better. Times like this has been so distracting. My thing with grief, and if anybody out there has lost somebody, grief, it's unexplainable. Like this. Uncles, not grandpas, grandmas, tragic, but a sibling is like the loss of a child. There's no other, you can't put it into words. That the fact I did not get to say goodbye to him, that things were left unsaid. When you say, like, don't, always kiss your loved ones goodbye, tell them you love them, or don't fight with somebody and leave in an argument because you never know if you'll see them again. When you hear that, like, you don't know how that feels until it's happened to you. Talking about it makes me feel better.
So, how do you feel about that?
So I can understand. She probably feels. I can understand the similarity of what she's trying to say as far as, like, it's like losing a child. But you know what? I didn't see this interview or this little clip, and now that she said that, it may be that she feels bad that she wasn't around, and so this is like her way of making up for him for the time that she lacked with him. That's how I'm taking that, because I like I said, if they weren't very close for the past however many years, maybe she just never made time for him, and now she feels bad. I don't know.
I don't take it the same way. I see it as she's doing everything she can to garner sympathy. And with sympathy comes donations. I think this is all financially inspired. I think everything she's done is to benefit financially.
I think that too as well. I definitely do. I definitely don't want to take away from the fact that I'm sure she is, obviously it's, even though it's her half brother, at the end of the day, that's still a sibling, and I'm sure was very sad and is very sad about it. But I do think that it's very convenient that now all of a sudden, years later, that she's doing what she's doing right now.
Right. Well, she's overdone it. It's, the quote, the lady, methinks the lady doth protest too much, methinks. She's said how much she has suffered, and she's talking about present day. Now, he passed away 4 years ago, and I'm not saying that they're not grieving. Grieving will happen for the rest of their lives, but it's a process. And if you're still at a point where you can't eat and you can't sleep, as she's claiming, you've got a much bigger problem. Yes. I don't buy it.
Yeah. And if you think that if that was the case, why is she spending so much time doing the things that she's doing? Like, all she does is talk about Mackenzie and stuff.
I played the video with her saying that losing a child or losing a sibling is like losing a child. And you were saying that possibly it could be because she feels guilty for not spending time with him. And I was saying that I think that's not what you said, but I think the whole thing is a load of crap. That if you've ever had a child or lost a child, it's part of your soul goes with that child. It's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've never experienced that. So that's, yeah, I can appreciate that. Like, I would assume that it would be like the worst. I can only assume that it would be the worst thing in the world.
It is. I haven't lost a child. I've come close to losing my son, and I've come so close to losing him that I have a taste of it. Thank God. I didn't get the full dose of it, because I don't think I would have lived myself. I think I would have gone down with him. It's hard to explain unless you've had a child. I don't think, or you're raising a child. I mean, your nephew.
Yeah.
When that child is you love more than anything in the world. I'm surprised that she said that. Well, actually, I'm not surprised, because look who we're talking about. But she has children. She should know better than to say something like that.
Yeah.
I might just cut this entire piece out because people might disagree with me, but that's my impression is that that's bullshit.
Yeah. No, I can see, like, I can totally see that, because it is a different. So for Mackenzie, she was like a child.
And that's something else that people forget. They're expecting a 17-year-old girl's behavior to be that of a mature adult. And I think she was immature even for 17.
Mm-hmm. Very.
She was a kid. Of course she's acting like a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of 17-year-old girls are narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
They're self-centered. They're focused on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
And that's all the world, like, and that's why I was like, I don't know why people are surprised. Like, she's literally doing what everyone else is doing. Like, everyone is taking pictures of themselves. Like, when they're on social media, these teenagers and young adults, they're on social media, they're literally doing exactly what she does, what they showed her doing.
Right. That was like normal.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is like how they use social media in her court. They used it against her for things that had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
They turned it around. I don't know if you saw any of my videos.
I haven't. No, I think I started seeing one, and then I lost track of whatever I was doing, and I haven't. But I will be going back now and watching. Believe me.
So she did that TikTok trend with Marina and the diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, look at this, especially the part at the end where I'm the girl you die for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in my video, I showed there were hundreds of girls that did the same thing. And it was a year before this happened.
Yeah. And they said that in the documentary too.
Yeah.
Rosie said that this was the year before, and they even showed other girls doing the same trend. It's like, so then why would you bring that up? But it's because they were doing a narrative. Right.
And then the other video was of her dressing up as a ghoul, but it was actually Playboy Cardi.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know who that guy is, but do you?
I've heard of him, yeah. And the thing is, that was their favorite artist.
Right. Like everything she did was in honor of Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
And even her cousin went with her to that concert. So are they mad at her? Are they mad at Abby too?
I know.
It doesn't make sense.
Sad. It doesn't.
It doesn't make any sense.
And they left that part out. The only reason the only reason it came up in court is because Natalie said it in her statement, but they left that part out. They didn't say, oh, it was like their family was going and she joined them.
Right.
They made it seem like, or the prosecution made it seem like she just went to a concert and wasn't thinking about Dom.
Yeah, she's careless.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I have another clip to show you that proves that she did care, and it was the first thing on her mind in the accident.
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch this.
Okay.
What's bothering you right now?
Don't say anything.
What's hurting you? Which one? Right leg? Okay. All right, I'm going to put my calendar on that driver being extricated. Okay. No BP stuff. I'm going to give you I think we're going to close up and close here.
Okay, fair enough.
Could you hear that?
I did not hear. I couldn't hear it. No.
Okay.
But I know that I did see a clip before that she was asking for Dom, and I think maybe that's what is that what you were showing?
Yeah, she said, is Dom okay?
Yes. I heard, so I've seen the clip before, but I heard it, like, I can hear it clearly, in this other, when I remember hearing that in the ambulance, and that he went, I think after that, the police went and said, the one who was at the car, and he said, like, don't tell her about Dom or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
she said, is Dom okay? And he said, don't tell her.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened for Davion, too. When they were just pulling her out, she said, is Davion okay?
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell her.
Yeah. And so it's so sad. Like, she cared about them.
She did. Absolutely. And there's more to this that I know you and I know there's a lot more to this, but I think there's even more than what we're aware of.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And also, hold on. Huh? Okay, well then, if you want to get another one, you can. I'll send it to you, but close the door. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
What I was gonna say is, oh, this is gonna be so bad for you to edit. I'm so sorry. Editing is the worst for me.
It's a process.
What I was gonna say is that I was reading some of her messages too, today, and all the way up until, and I only got up until September after the crash. She was still very much unable to be a regular, like, walk in September. She was still in a wheelchair. But she was constantly messaging Christine Russo about how much she missed Dom and how much she was sorry. And she was just so sad about this whole thing. And she wanted to go in his room, and she was so sad and missed him so much. Like, I don't see how that family turned on her that way.
Well, Christine has endlessly said, the big sister, has endlessly said that there was no remorse, no apologies, just narcissistic, self-centered Mackenzie, the murderer. And it is not true. And I know what you're talking about in those texts because I have them, and I'm actually planning on making a video.
Mm-hmm.
She said she was sorry, deeply sorry, over and over and over, and how perfect Dom was, and how it should have been her and not him. And I mean, I don't know what else the girl could have done.
I know.
It was so sweet. She sent, I don't know if you saw the text where she said to Chris, the mom, it gets confusing because the daughter and the mom have the same name, but
yeah.
Where she says to the mom, I want to go to this restaurant that Dom and I used to go to, and I would like for you to come with me, and I'll pay for it. I'll pay for you.
Yeah.
It was so sweet. That. She's like, and my mom will drive us.
I know. I saw that. I was like,
and the whole time, that woman is setting her up.
Yep. Yeah. They
really
should be ashamed of themselves. I don't know how they sleep at night.
Really sick. They're used to being dirty people. That's a dirty family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I always thought that Gypsy Rose Blanchard's family was dirty, and they are. But this family blows them away.
Yeah. I gotta look into Gypsy Rose.
Oh God, that's a rabbit hole. You be prepared to dive in for the next year or so.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I feel like these people are they're evil people.
They are. And the mom said that they were evil, and she got backlash for that. And she said it on a telephone call. You know, they know it's being recorded, but, you know, she can't even talk to her on the phone without it being blasted everywhere. And then twisted. Mm-hmm. Just like the dad. Like, and here's a good example of how things got twisted. I have an example here.
Shirt that says "Boom" in a documentary about a car crash.
No. Well, I wore a shirt that represented a YouTuber called Drip Drop from Crime Circus. And this guy or this person on this YouTuber has been supporting my daughter almost from day one. He puts posts up all the time saying that she's been mistreated and there was an injustice involved, and he puts all kind of stuff out there. He's been an advocate for the past 3.5 years. So it was my way of saying thanks. It had nothing to do with the accident. It had nothing to do with the boy's death. And if it's me being colorblind or insensitive, that's not what I was doing. I wanted to shout out to this guy or this kid or this person saying thank you.
But you wore a T-shirt that said "Boom" in a documentary about a car crash.
No.
So, I mean, that's just another example. Like, I swear, everything they say gets twisted.
Yeah, it really does. And the thing is also with that people, since a lot of people don't do what we do, like look deeper into situations and deeper into like cases like this, they believe wholeheartedly that Mackenzie is this cold-hearted murderer. So in that light, okay, I see why they say those things that they say, because they believe in their mind that this girl is actually a murderer, and they're criticizing their whole family for things that are completely normal. But I really feel at this point, like, people should see already, like, what we see, like, it's out there. So I'm not sure why everyone still has this thing about her being a murderer, but they do. Everything they do gets twisted.
Yeah. It takes time to dive into this stuff. And I think a lot of people, especially on TikTok, don't want to invest the time. They don't have the attention span for it.
Mm-hmm.
Although,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's generalizing quite a bit, but I feel like that's true. It's a younger crowd, and they're so used to things being quick and fast, and they are fed it, they eat it, they don't take time to really process this and think, well, is that true? How is that even possible? How could she possibly get into her car and crash it specifically to kill 2 other people and not herself?
Mm-hmm.
How?
I know.
That would take some skillful driving.
Exactly. And she's only been driving for a year at that point.
Right. I mean, I have my own theory on what happened with that, and I was kind of waiting to do my own big boom video on it, but I'll tell you, have you looked into Toyota's history?
I did. I saw that there was like a recall on the brakes on her specific model, but then I also I read that. I read about a recall, but then I saw like a TikTok where I heard someone talking about how the Toyotas have a history, just in general, of having like brake issues.
It's not just brakes; it's unintended acceleration malfunction. So the car speeds up and you press the brakes once, right? If you take your foot off the brake one time, they're ineffective after that.
What?
Yep. Toyota has settled over 400 deaths from this unintended acceleration.
Oh my God.
Quietly settled it.
Wow.
I am as positive as I can be that her car went through this malfunction. It sped up. It fits the description of every other car, the people who've described it, who lived, that is. A slow turn, and then it just zooms off, and you can't stop it. Mm-hmm. And the little black box doesn't show the details of it.
You see, and why? How is it that us normal civilians could find that information and her attorney could not?
Yeah, well, because her attorney was buddies, maybe not buddies, but they knew each other. Mm-hmm. To where she had a nickname. She called him Jimmy. Jimmy's nothing to worry about. In fact, here, let's look at Jimmy for a minute and see how confident and put together he is.
The photographs, horrific. But that doesn't have anything to do with what is the ultimate decision you have to come with here. And we are really never going to know what happened in that car. Could Dominic have grabbed the steering wheel? I don't know. What's to say that she didn't panic and think knew she was going too fast, tries to get off, and just goes even harder on the gas? We don't know that, but that's just as possible as anything. So, Judge, I think the state has failed to meet their burden of proof, except as it comes to the counts of where the reckless, the aggravated vehicular homicide, as well as the count of possession of criminal tools and possession of drugs. Thank you. I think the evidence is clear, Your Honor, that this catastrophe took.
So he sounded like he came up with that as he was standing there.
Mm-hmm.
To me.
Mm-hmm. That is so disappointing. That was oh my God. I just
not
don't like that
convincing
guy
at all.
No, not at all. And like he was like struggling.
Right, like he was just coming up with it. You know, it's like, what can I possibly say? I mean, that whole court scene, like everything I've seen, it was like watching a middle school debate. Ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
No expert testimony on her behalf. Nope. Not that I have a lot of faith in experts. Just like the guy who did the forensics on the car, he analyzes the crash and what happened.
Mm-hmm.
This was one person's opinion. I don't care if they're an expert. I've been through a medical malpractice lawsuit, and the whole idea of an expert to me means not very much anymore, because I've seen how wrong they can be. And they had one person say that this was pedal to the metal, no brakes. And I actually went through the video, the surveillance of the car going through the street and into the darkness before the crash. Mm-hmm. Frame by frame, I saw brake lights.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see brakes too. And so did Christine.
Which mama or daughter?
The daughter.
Oh.
She did. And that's something that she's talking about now, how, I see brake lights, you know, and that means I know for sure that they were arguing in the car.
Because we always brake when we get in an argument.
Mm-hmm. God.
The car was thrown into neutral. And that's what you're supposed to do when this happens with Toyotas, mm-hmm. or any car for that matter. But who's to say who did what? And Mackenzie could have lied. Mm-hmm. Turns out maybe she should have lied, but she didn't. She doesn't remember. I don't think I would remember if my head hit that hard.
I know. Did you see today? I don't know if you follow. There's a girl on TikTok too. Her name is Heather or something. She's always in the lives too. She posted today. There was a recent crash that a lady went into a building, drove right into a building, and it was an older lady, but she suffers from epilepsy or seizures, but she hasn't had one in a long time. So like it wasn't anything that she was expecting, but she had a seizure, or they're assuming that she had a seizure, and she doesn't remember what happened. She crashed right into a building and like at full force. It looked like pedal to the metal, and all the way, like literally the car was like almost all the way in the building, a brick building, mind you.
Interesting.
And no, there was no fatalities, which is a good thing. I think someone got hurt or whatever, but that's exactly this same scenario. Like people can have a medical emergency and they can not remember.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and her blood oxygen level was very low, which would indicate a seizure. But I mean, it's hard to say because they didn't extract her from that car for quite a while. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I really believe that it's a Toyota issue.
And it could be. That's the thing, like we don't know, but because she stood in that car for so long, like she could have had a seizure while she was already after they crashed, because she was sitting there for an hour without help. So
that's what I was thinking, that her body was in so much pain that could, she might have like triggered something in her to have a seizure.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I mean, we're not going to know because she doesn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And all we can go by is what we see. And what I see is a girl who didn't do anything intentionally. And it was 5:30 in the morning. Who gets in a fight at 5:30 in the morning?
I know. And to me, I think, because they found his Dom seat reclined. I think that they were because I know they took drugs that night. I think that they were so high that they were out of it. Like they were probably half asleep too. So, I think his chair was already laying back. I know they saying like it broke back or whatever, but I think that I think he was already laying down. I think that they were sleeping. The two boys were probably sleeping. But
well, no, but Davion texted someone.
Davion did text someone. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that they were. But didn't he text like that he was tripping or something?
No, he was talking about a picture.
A picture. I feel like there was. I have to look. I will see if I find it. But I feel like someone said that he said that he was tripping. But my thing is, they were probably still kind of high themselves anyway, and tired. So, like, I'm sure there was not a lot of action going on in the car anyway. That's my point. Like, they probably were quiet in the car. Like, they probably weren't really doing much.
Right. Well, the other theory I have is that they were being chased.
I thought that too, because I saw that there was like a car that came after, but I haven't solidified on that because I don't know whether that video is from after or before.
It was after. It was 3 minutes after. But I don't remember, and this is the thing, I don't remember where I saw it, but I heard there was a suspicious car on the street from Paul Burlinghouse for his home. Yeah, that they went outside to smoke pot, and there was a suspicious car that kind of freaked them out.
Mm-hmm.
So they went back in. Now, the fact that Dominic was a known drug dealer opens up a whole lot of more possibilities for what could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Drug dealers don't typically have lots of close friends who are wholesome. They usually have bad people around them who want them gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's true.
They don't want the competition.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's another thing. That is one of my other thoughts. The only reason, like, I wanted to verify because I was told that it was like 3 minutes after, but I wanted to see the whole video. Like, I want to see if there's a way that we can find. I mean, maybe you have seen it because I haven't, but see the crash, but then also see that car approaching. Because if that car approached like a few minutes later, then definitely it sounds like they were being chased because that car turned so slowly, but didn't stop. And I'm sure they would have seen that crash ahead of them.
Well, I would think so. I mean, if their headlights were on and they were going straight in the same direction as where they crashed, how could they not see that explosion?
Exactly. And the way they just turned slowly and like just kept going, like they didn't stop, they didn't do anything, to me, that would indicate someone that was chasing them.
Yeah.
To me.
Well, I still think it was a Toyota thing. I have video, I don't have the videos to play for you right now, but I have some videos of people who were experiencing this unintended acceleration. And I'll send you the link for them so you can check them out and you can see what you think.
Okay.
But it sure fits.
That sounds like it does because, I mean, if they settled 400 cases, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deaths. 400 deaths. There were more cases. Those were just the 400 deaths.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah. Very cool. I will never buy a Toyota ever again.
Yeah. And it's upsetting to me that he didn't get an expert, like his own crash reconstructionist or any kind of expert on the Toyota cars or anything like that would have brought some more, perspectives into that. That's what happened. Like, there was literally no other perspectives brought to her defense.
Right. Well, it's also fishy. It seems like Christine Russo, the mom, really, she's the one who said what was going to happen in this case.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seems like, because like she was even saying in her police interview how she was referring to Tim, the prosecutor, how he was, didn't want to give Mackenzie back her phone, but they had to give it back sometime. Ha ha ha. It was inappropriate. This case haven't even been tried. Shouldn't have been tried in that county. That judge knew Christine.
You sure did. Did you see that she was a judge presiding over one of her cases in 2010? Like, someone brought a case. Yeah.
A malpractice case.
Yeah, the malpractice case. And I believe Christina asked for it to be dismissed, and it was.
Yep. There's something very fishy. And I think that's another reason why Big Sister has been so loud. And it's to set the narrative, to get the public to believe her story, to believe that they're just the victims of this little evil 17-year-old murderer, to cover up who they really are.
Yep. So sad.
About Mackenzie too, and I don't, saying that she never saw Mackenzie smoke pot or drink. I just did a video showing her driving them. I used Keezy's video, showing them in the car.
I'm sorry, my phone. Yeah, I saw that video that Keezy sent out, or posted, that they were they were drinking and doing drugs, I believe, in the car.
Yeah. They were. And she said she's never seen either one of them screwed up on anything.
Yeah. They're such a liar.
Ugh. Yeah. Here, let me see. I have a video for that too.
Oh, hey, it's me, coming at you. I don't even know how to explain this one.
Oh, yeah. Do you have the crab in your freezer now, Mom?
I have two. Do you know whose voice that is? Sounds like she might be a little bit drunk. But considering that Dominic says, Mom, that would be the voice of Christine Russo. Which leads me to my next question. What the fuck is this? In my opinion, that looks to me like it's a minor sitting at your kitchen table smoking a fat fucking doobie. And you have to be within feet of her because we can hear you. All right, roll the next tape. Now we'll ask this question again. Whose fucking voice is that? And also, what the hell is that? So again, that would be a minor sitting at your kitchen fucking table smoking a fat doobie. Remember that time when Christine said Dominic had a medical card? You know who doesn't have a medical card? The minor that is sitting at your fucking kitchen table, proceeding to smoke. Thought I was done, didn't you? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I know what it is. That would be about 6 pints of promethazine. Now, this generation calls it lean. When I was growing up, we called that shit scissor. That was Lil Wayne's favorite drink. And in my opinion, that's an awful lot of product for personal use.
So, yes to the other drugs, and I would imagine yes to dealing other drugs.
Oh my goodness. I need to look at a lot of her videos.
Yeah, they're good.
She has a lot of stuff.
She's funny.
Wow.
She's really good at delivering the information with humor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is. I can't believe that. I just can't believe that they have gotten away with this for so long.
Yeah. Well, I can't believe I can't believe the corruption in this case.
I know.
And the appeal being denied, one person brought up a good point, and that is if it's denied, it will get her out of that county. And she needs to get out of that county because they're all connected. They're all buddies. They're not going to go against Christine.
Nope. And I did post something about that too. Like I think that they just need to get out of Ohio and try the case out of Ohio because it's never gonna go her way.
No, not with Christine in the courtroom. No way. She's fighting a battle she can't win.
Exactly.
But I want to play one more clip of Big Sister. Actually, two more. I want to show how she's using grief as a shield, and then what kind of fundraisers they put on. So let's start with the grief as a shield.
Much a just hate group against Dominic.
And my family.
And
my other brothers, my stepmom, everybody. My stepmom, the things that they're saying in there are terrible. And it's like, do you not remember that this is a grieving family? Like, my stepmom lost her son. My brothers lost their brother. My dad lost his son. I think people forget about that because people become insensitive with the internet. Everything, even like kids, it's an issue. I was just talking about this the other day about how the internet has made people insensitive to everything because they've seen it all on. It's like a video to them. I think people forget that this is real life. And I was talking about on Jumpsuit Pablo, like, it seems like it's a story, and to me sometimes, I swear to God, it even feels like it's a story sometimes. It's not my brother. This did not happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.